From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with OU beat writer Joe Masato. Joe, there was talk before the season about Lincoln Riley potentially one day going to the NFL. Well, now that talk has definitely gone up in volume after the Cleveland Browns fired Hugh Jackson on Monday. A little bit of a surprise move. I don't think anybody thought Hugh was maybe long for the Browns, but the timing, obviously mid-season. Now the talk of, is Lincoln Riley interested? So, is Lincoln Riley interested?
Not right now is what he said yesterday. He said, he doesn't have that itch to coach in the NFL. He said he might not ever have that itch. But with the Cleveland Browns job opening yesterday, there's obvious connections. Baker Mayfield, his former Heisman Trophy winning quarterback at the Cleveland Browns. So it's a job that would make sense. It's a franchise that some coaches might want to stay away from, though. And, just from everyone we've heard talk about this job. I talked to former Cowboys executive Gil Brandt yesterday for a story I was working on, and he said, Lincoln Riley is going to be at the top of any job that comes up in the NFL soon, so he can really be selective.
Well, I guess it comes down to some variables that maybe we can't know where Lincoln Riley comes down on, because there are definitely positives and negatives both ways. I mean, the salary would go up, but maybe the control goes down. Football might be more, but I guess there's just a lot of things that would factor into a decision like this, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of factors. I mean, in college, you're controlling every part of the program, from what personnel you bring in, who you're recruiting, what coaches you're bringing in. In the NFL, not so much like that when you have to deal with, ownership, a GM, salary cap restrictions. I mean, it's just a totally different ball game. Lincoln Riley doesn't have any NFL experience. I think Sean McVay is a guy that a lot of people are comparing him to. McVay's 32, Riley's 35, but McVay spent his whole career coaching as an assistant in the NFL. Riley hasn't, and he said he really likes the college age group. He said this is a time when they come in, fresh out of high school, and he's kind of, molding them into men, is how he described it, and he really likes that part of it. He said he likes the atmosphere, the rivalry. So from everything he said yesterday, he handled it pretty well, but there's no doubt he's going to keep being asked this question.
Well, and I think part of it too, don't you think, is the fact that offense, like he runs it, we're seeing a lot more of in the NFL. The NFL has come around to this more wide open air raid style, and I don't see Lincoln Riley changing that, which probably means he's going to be a hot commodity with a lot of NFL teams. Oh,
there's no doubt about that. I mean, Kirk Herbstreit said in the offseason there was 28 or so NFL teams who visited Norman. I mean, some of that was to look at guys for scouting, but some of it was to pick Lincoln Riley's mind. There was an article in Sports Illustrated that said everyone in the NFL wants to talk to Lincoln Riley. So there's no doubt that, he's seen as this young offensive wizard. And, even if they're not going to get him to come to their franchise, they can at least come to Norman and pick his brain a little bit.
All right. We don't expect that Lincoln Riley won't be on the sideline Saturday night in Lubbock. That is likely as Oklahoma heads to Texas Tech. That's a 7 o'clock start on ABC. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.